Sometimes similarities are more than just a coincidence. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies accused of plagiarism. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at films that either blatantly ripped off something else or have been accused of doing so.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Number 10, The Terminator.
Are you saying it's from the future?
Harlan Ellison is one of the most prolific writers in the industry, having written short stories, novels, screenplays for movies, and TV shows. He's also one of the most litigious. He has claimed that movies or television shows have stolen his ideas on a number of occasions. For example, Ellison had written an episode of The Outer Limits about a robot from the future that looks human and must travel back in time.
He's from the future, Paul.
This was the basis for his suit against Orion Pictures for The Terminator, which ultimately resulted in the studio settling and giving him credit in subsequent prints.
I'll be back.
Number 9, The Lion King.
You are my son, and the one true king.
A young lion cub must journey back home to avenge his father and become king of the jungle. You think we're talking about The Lion King? Nope. We're describing the Japanese animated series Kimba the White Lion.
Who's the king of animals in Africa? Kimba the White Lion is his name.
The original manga was created by legendary animator Osamu Tezuka, known for such masterpieces as Astro Boy and Metropolis. Tezuka was actually friends with Walt Disney in the 1960s. A diary entry even indicates that Disney asked Tezuka to help him with a sci-fi project. While nothing apparently came of this, it's quite plausible that Tezuka's creation of Kimba was the inspiration for Simba.
I think you're a little confused.
Wrong!
Number 8, Driving Miss Daisy.
You mean he stole a can of salmon?
Author of multiple plays that went to Broadway, Henry Denker claimed his novel and play, Horowitz and Mrs. Washington, about an old Jewish man and his black physical therapist, was copied by the makers of Driving Miss Daisy. Alfred Uhry, the writer of the stage play turned Oscar-winning film, argued that his work couldn't have been plagiarism, since it was based on his own family's experiences.
Miss Daisy, you needs a chauffeur. Lord knows I needs a job.
The courts agreed, ultimately ruling that the only similarities were an elderly Jewish person and an African-American employee. This resulted in the case's dismissal.
I can't read, Miss Daisy.
Then how come I see you looking at the paper all the time?
Number 7, Jingle All the Way.
Look, it's Turbo Man and Booster!
No idea is safe in Hollywood, and this is an example of that. Biology teacher Brian Webster claimed that Murray Hill Publishing, to which he had sold the film rights, had sent a script to 20th Century Fox, but received no reply. He alleged that Jingle All the Way contained 36 different items of similarity to his script, and was therefore a copy of his work. A jury awarded them almost $19 million in damages and legal fees, although Murray Hill president Bob Laurel died before he got to see a cent of that money.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Fox appealed, and the damages were reduced significantly, with the judge citing the fact that the script for Jingle All the Way was bought before Webster's version had been read by Fox.
Hey, everybody! These two are looking for a Turbo Man!
Number 6, Zootopia.
Leads none, witnesses none, and you're not in the computer system yet, so resources none.
Gary L. Goldman is a famous Hollywood screenwriter known for works like Total Recall and Big Trouble in Little China. On separate occasions, he had apparently pitched a story to Disney that bore a strong resemblance to what would become Zootopia. The word Zootopia was even used in the concept pitch.
Sly Fox, dumb bunny.
Plus, Goldman's pitches included illustrations that shared some features with the movie. His suit also alleged that Disney had a long track record of copying the work of others. Zootopia grossed over $1 billion, putting a lot of money on the line, but Disney asserts that the lawsuit was riddled with false allegations, and the suit was tossed out in June 2017 due to a lack of evidence.
Okay, maybe some of the evidence survived.
Number 5, Ted.
You're blaming me for something that you did to yourself.
Seth MacFarlane was sued by Bangle Mangle Productions over Ted, which is a movie about a dirty-talking teddy bear that drinks and sleeps with prostitutes. They claim the movie was a ripoff of their work about a teddy bear named Charlie, who had similar characteristics.
Now look what you made me do!
Charlie has been featured in YouTube videos since 2009. However, they eventually dropped their lawsuit, believing that MacFarlane had sufficiently proved that he created Ted on his own. We guess this is one of those cases where great minds simply think alike.
I hear the fat kid running. I bet it's hilarious.
Number 4, Frozen.
Conceal it.
Don't feel it.
Again, a Disney movie appears on our list. While Frozen takes much of its plot, theme, and character points from a story called The Snow Queen, it also appears to bear resemblance to Kelly Wilson's animated short, The Snowman. In fact, even the trailer for Frozen seems to share several similarities with Wilson's film. Both center on a snowman that loses his nose and gets mixed up in other wacky shenanigans. On 2 occasions, Disney tried to have the lawsuit brought against them thrown out, but Wilson wouldn't let go. Thus, Disney decided to settle out of court.
Let it go, let it go.
Number 3. Lockout.
You're a real comedian, aren't you, Snow?
For this entry, we have a sci-fi movie about a CIA agent named Snow, who rescues the president's daughter and escapes from an orbital prison. French filmmaker Luc Besson, known for directing Léon the Professional and The Fifth Element, co-wrote the screenplay. It is very similar to John Carpenter's movie Escape from New York, about a man named Snake who must escape a futuristic prison under similar circumstances.
I'm not a fool, Bliskin. Call me Snake.
Carpenter ultimately won his lawsuit, with a subsequent appeal by Besson increasing the damages owed to him, meaning there likely won't be a sequel to Lockout.
I think I left my cape at home.
Number 2. A Fistful of Dollars.
Get 3 coffins ready.
This movie is about a quiet loner with major fighting skills who finds himself between 2 warring families in a small, dust-ridden town. Yojimbo is about a silent but deadly samurai who takes on 2 warring clans. Yeah, we notice similarities too. Legendary director Akira Kurosawa allegedly claimed that Sergio Leone, the director of A Fistful of Dollars, had ripped him off, saying, "A fine movie, but it was my movie." After a suit was filed, the 2 parties eventually settled by giving Kurosawa $100,000 and 15% of worldwide royalties.
No, when the man's got money in his pocket, he begins to appreciate peace.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's very American. Fire enough bullets and hope to hit the target.
Why do you want to fight?
Because I can't sing or dance.
Number 1. Avatar.
Brother, I'm gonna punch a hole. You follow me through.
Many have argued that James Cameron's highest-grossing movie of all time is just a knockoff of Dances with Wolves, but set in space instead of the American frontier. You could also make the claim that the plot took elements of 1995's Pocahontas and various other Who's the Savage stories.
Savages! Drive them from our shore! They're not like you and me!
There have been several other lawsuits revolving around the film's originality, or lack thereof. Artist William Roger Dean alleged that his art was stolen in the designing of Avatar. Sci-fi writer Bryant Moore also claimed that the movie infringed on his copyright. Cameron won both lawsuits. So this prompts us to ask, do these lawsuits mean that the ideas were stolen? Or that Avatar simply hit on some universal motifs? You decide.
It's all over.
Nothing's over while I'm breathing.
I kinda hoped you'd say that.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.